verse 20, Ulladhu Naarpadhu, 40 verses on reality, given to us by Sri Ramana Maharshi. காணும் தன்னை விட்டு தான் கடவுளை காணல் காணும் மனோமயமாம் காட்சி தன்னை காணும் அவன்தான் கடவுள் கண்டானாம் தன் முதலை தான் முதல் போய் தான் கடவுளன்றி இலதால். This verse goes to establish or reinforce the Advaitic truth, the non-dual truth that one only exists. காணும் தன்னை விட்டு தான் கடவுளை காணல் காணும் மனோமயமாம் காட்சி. Here he is talking about the truth of the seer and the seen. He is talking about the logic of the seer and the seen. One of the important methods in Advaita Vedanta, non-dual monism, is to separate the seer from the seen. Atma is said to be the ultimate seer. The Atma sees things through the mind, intellect, and the mind and intellect use the five senses and the body to operate in the world and to learn things, know things. So here he is saying, Kanum Tanai Vittu, ignoring the seer, Kanum Tanai Vittu Tan Kadavulai Kanal, ignoring the seer, if you give importance to the seen, which is nothing but a mental vision of your God. He says it is equal to mental creation, imagination, that's all. Because a lot of people report that I have had a vision of my favorite God and goddess. This happened even with one of the disciples of, early disciples of Sri Bhagavan, Papaji, who came from North India. When he met Sri Bhagavan, he told, Bhagavan, Krishna comes and plays with me. He said it with pride, sort of. Then Bhagavan asked, oh, is he available right now too? Papaji said, no. Now and then he comes. Then Bhagavan asked, what is the use of a thing which comes and goes? Because Atma never comes and goes. It never plays the hide and seek. It never appears and disappears. That is what they say, right? Sri Bhagavan wrote at his age 68, Ekatma Panchakam, 5 verses on oneness. And he said, what always exists is that Brahman alone. All other things seem to exist, they appear and disappear. So, here he says, Kanum Tanai Vittu Tan Kadavulai Kanal, Kanum Manomayamam Kachi. You have to give importance and keep your attention on yourself, which is fundamentally the ultimate seer. Without that, if you look at visions and give importance to it, they are all nothing but your own imagination or mental creation, he says. Tanai kanum avandan kadavul kandanam tan mudalai tan mudal poi tan kadavulandri iladal. Only he has seen God, within quotes, seen God, because you cannot see God again. Because once you see anything, it becomes an object of seeing, and it can never be the truth. Only the seer is the truth. So within quotes, only he has seen God, who has done away with his ego, and one who has known, or one who has remained Atma itself, his own true nature itself. Only he has seen God who has done away with his ego, this bodily sense of I, and one who is established in his true nature. Of course, the message is going to be the same. I have already memorized about 350 verses written by Bhagavan in various topics, and all of them say only one thing in various ways. Tattvamasi, that thou art. Don't be deluded by this bodily sense of I, which is a phantom. Because in Upadesa Saram, there is a book called Upadesa Saram, in which he says, Manathin Urvai Maravadusava Manamendrundrile Undipara Marga Nerarkum Undipara. Says, if you think there is a mind, right? There is memory, right? They keep surfacing all the time. Sri Bhagavan says, if you search for it, if you look for the origin of mind, Bhagavan says there is no such thing as mind at all. And he says, this is the experience common to all. Nobody is exempted. Whoever does vicharam will see that the mind has toppled down, it has disappeared. Of course, all said and done, it takes time. From my own experience of 3 years of intense vicharam, the struggle is on. As Bhagavan himself describes, dhyana means fight, he says. The fight between your inner nature, true nature, and the vasanas, the memory bank, the mind. It keeps, throwing up memories one after another, thoughts one after another, and it keeps you occupied all the time with your I thought, your bodily sense of I. This is the tricking mechanism. This is a sort of fooling engineering. Swami Vivekananda called it hypnotization and dehypnotization. So, seer, again, here we need some clarity. The eyes see, and who knows the eyes see or eyes don't see? The mind. So we call the mind the knower. Again, there is an error, because the mind is not really the seer. There is something else behind the mind, powering the mind, so to say. The main power supply is Atma. Just keep it that way. Okay, the main switchboard or electricity supplier, main switch is something else, that is Atma. And power is supplied to first buddhi, intellect, or the mind put together. And again the mind and intellect, they operate through other submeters called eyes, ears, nose, tongue, mouth. The 5 senses. Right. So the mind, normally people stop with calling themselves the mind. They think that they are the mind and nothing more. I am the body, this is my personal history, I am a man, woman, these are my accomplishments, this is what I have done, this is what I am planning to do. But here we have forgotten, you are talking about an impermanent order. You are talking about the body which is fundamentally perishable, which is mortal. It will age. Of course, you can live well, and then you have to age one day, you have to shed your body. This has happened with the billions and billions of people on earth. Everybody has become topsoil. This is an inescapable reality. Life process seems to operate according to constants, strict, immutable, and merciless constants. One such constant is that we will all die one day. We don't have to become negative about life. All that Sri Bhagavan is asking you is to find out who you are and then go about living happily. Because there's a big difference. When we realize our true nature, this song says, Thaan Kadavulandri Iladal, which means there is no such thing as I am separate and God is separate. This is the most important point in this verse. Because we are trained to think that I am an individual, I am this little individual, and what you call the creator God is separate, is apart from me. This verse concludes, Thaan Kadavulandri Iladal. I do not exist apart from God, in the sense I and God are one. That is the message of Advaita. Tattvamasi, that thou art. And until we realize our true nature, this is going to be theory. Theory is needed. Even Sri Bhagavan has said, someone asked, is intellectual knowledge needed? Yes. Only then you will proceed to do practice, sadhana. So, we have to keep everything here, collect the information, think about it. It may seem impossible to start with. If I say you, the person who is listening now, you are one with the Supreme Lord of the universe. Everything rests, the whole universe rests on your shoulders. If I say, it might be shocking. What sacrilege this is, we might call. Advaita is said by rishis who are themselves fully realized beings. They are Jivan Muktas. While living in the body, they realize their true nature. So, it is not something said in imagination. It is not written in poetry form in order to appeal to people to their aesthetic sense. No. Of course, it is all in the form of poetry, but the content of poetry is hardcore truth, reality. So, if you have visions of God, even your favorite God can come along and travel with you in the car and go for a cup of coffee. But don't get deluded. Anything which is an object of experience is not Atma as per definition. There is a seer to that vision, right? Who is that seer? There you are praying to an object. Who is it that is praying? So in all your experiences, you can go on asking, who is it? I am angry. Who is angry? Anger is itself an object of awareness. I am happy. Object of awareness. I am in pain. Object of awareness. So finally the screen alone matters. Sri Bhagavan uses this cinema screen example because he lived in a time where this technology was born. In Adi Shankara's time, this cinema was not there. Drama could have been there, but the cinema screen concept was not there. So Sri Bhagavan says we are like the Atman, we are like the screen. Atma is like the screen on which is projected or superimposed the entire creation. What comes first? Awareness screen. The awareness screen is not just awareness screen, it is existence screen too. Because it is the screen which itself appears as the screen, as the movie, as the character and whatnot, everything. So ultimately, you are that awareness screen, existence, consciousness, bliss screen. That is the ultimate state, jnanam, where everything looks like a dream. In Ekatma Panchagam, Sri Bhagavan says, after having taken a number of births by thinking that I am this body, finally, if you investigate and find out your true nature, it is as good as waking up from the dream of samsara, worldly life, he says. For a jnani, it all looks like dream. Prapancham illon non pin, he says. He defines himself. There is no prapancham, there is no universe for me. I am pure sat, pure chit, pure bliss. Pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss. Let us think about it.